Well, the gaming world moves quickly. How quickly? Well, Ubisoft looks like they may be taking their company private, which made October 4th, on Friday, a little wacky. A 33% increase in their overall stock performance. How are they doing that? Well, let's talk about it on That Game Plays. Hi friends, it's me, CC, here with the one, the only, the movie monster himself, Marvin. How you doing, Marvin?
I'm doing good, Culture. We're ready to. I'm always down to talk about the demise of Ubisoft. I don't celebrate people losing their jobs, but I celebrate when incompetent people reap the consequences of their actions.
Well, I would say that the Guillemot family may be doing that right now because we got a
Oh, yeah.
story coming right out of CNBC, believe it or not, straight from the business folks themselves,
Oh,
telling us that, there may be a rescue rope that's been thrown to the Guillemot family. Ubisoft shares have skyrocketed 33% Friday, October 4th, and looks like Tencent is helping him out there. Now, Tencent is a Chinese company, and
right.
I'm not sure that's a great move. What do you think?
Well, I think you're inviting the Chinese government into more into the world of AAA gaming. By doing that, because if it is a Chinese company, then that means it is at least, I believe, partially owned by the government of China.
Yeah, at least about 50%. And shares
Yep.
did spike to 33% on this news. And this is maybe, like I said, a life raft, a rescue rope, whatever you want to call it, to Ubisoft, who basically had to tell the world just last week that we're going to have to delay our game, Assassin's Creed. It needs some more work. Boy, does it. So let's jump in. Shares of French video game publisher Ubisoft surged more than 30% Friday, after a media report that Tencent and the firm's founding Guillemot family are considering a potential buyout of the company. Bloomberg News reported Friday that Tencent and the Guillemot family, which are both minority shareholders of Ubisoft, are considering a buyout among other options after the company lost more than half its market value this year. Wild. One possibility currently being discussed is a combination of Tencent and the Guillemot family partnering up to take the company private. The business news agency has reported that, citing that people familiar with the matter. The shares spiked 33.5% by market close on Friday, following publication of that report. Ubisoft declined to comment on the Bloomberg News report. Tencent was not immediately available for comment, so CNBC ran the story anyway. The European giant, gaming giant, which is most known for its popular Assassin's Creed franchise, has been in a state of uncertainty lately. Oh, you could say that again.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, no kidding. Amid investor concerns over its lackluster AAA games pipeline and the overall management of the company. Now, I'm going to take a pause here before we go further. Marvin, we've been commenting on Ubisoft for the better part of 2 months, right? And we've been talking about the terrible performance of the things they've released. Would you like to refresh our memories on what's been happening?
Oh gosh, well, Star Wars Outlaws, that came out and that was an abysmal failure. It didn't work. The game was buggy. It had a story that nobody wanted or believed in. They released the early access to players and then made them wipe their hard drives with an update before the game actually released. So it completely negated the early access that they had. I mean, and then they decided that they were going to roll out instead of a traditionally Japanese male protagonist for the Assassin's Creed game in Shadows, they decided to, for the first time ever, use a historical figure as a primary protagonist in these games and make Yasuke the Black Samurai, supposedly, quote unquote, your main protagonist, and people are not happy with it. So of course they called the entire country of Japan racist, and here we are.
Yeah, not only that, they have other games that are also falling apart, like their massively multiplayer online PvP game, X Defiant, which has been, going down as far as customer interest or gamer interest. You've had all the other things that have been on the horizon that have been disappointing, not to mention the fact that, they've been getting called out left, right, and center by their very investors who wanted to launch an investigation into the board. I guess they're trying to get in front of that with this move. But you're looking right now, Marvin, at Ubisoft postponing this Assassin's Creed Shadow games all the way till Valentine's Day of 2025. Now, it's also been mentioned that also falls within Black History Month. So here in the
Yep.
United States.
How
I think,
dare you? How dare you criticize Yasuke during Black History Month? That's
yeah.
literally what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And we're also looking at their net bookings guidance for 2025 tumbling. They're going to end up being about 1.95 billion euros. That's below the 2.32 billion euros that Ubisoft reported for its 2024 fiscal year. So, despite the fact that they have released 3 consecutive games, 4 actually, if you think all the way back to that terrible Pirates game that we've been talking about,
Right.
Skull and Bones. They may have released 5 consecutive failures, and that's not going to help them climb the mountain, so to speak. Tencent apparently owns about 10% stake in Ubisoft right now. Not to mention the fact that they own a little bit of the Guillemot's actual offering as well. So Tencent's already pretty deep into this company. Do you think that this is the route that everybody thinks this will go?
Well, look, I mean, I am always loath for the Chinese government to get its hands into anything, extremely profitable like this. However, I will say that if it is a Chinese company that's going to be running Ubisoft for the foreseeable future, I think we're going to see a lot of the virtue signaling go away because the Chinese are very much not in bed with those Western ideologies that keep governing so much that's going on in AAA gaming. So it actually might be worse off in the in the more from a moral standpoint as far as like, oh, the Chinese are getting more power in another industry, but it might actually be good from a creative standpoint for the future of the games that Ubisoft is pushing out.
Yeah, especially if you look at the success of a Chinese released game called Black Myth Wukong, which sold 10
Yeah.
million copies in 3 days.
Yep.
Versus, Ubisoft not selling but 1 million copies over many, many days. So
Right. Right.
I have a feeling that anything would be an improvement.
I think a lot of I think a lot of Black Myth Wukong's success had a lot to do with them rejecting Sweet Baby Inc. and rejecting the woke ideology, so to speak. I think a lot of that picked up a lot of steam with gamers, and then people were like, "Oh, wait, actually, this game looks pretty cool, so we'll give it a chance."
Yeah, and look, I mean, there's a lot of things out there that are of quality that are older games that gamers would just prefer to play over any of the newfangled agenda driven politically lecturing stuff that's out there now. So that
Right.
was a big win for the developer of Black Myth Wukong, and it earned a lot of goodwill with gamers. Interestingly enough, though, the gaming industry is supposed to grow about 2.1% year over year this in 2024, fiscal 2024, according to research firm Newzoo, which is substantial. In fact, as an entertainment industry, gaming is the largest one, which is why I'm so surprised that these gaming companies just don't listen to their customers more and more. It's very strange.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm going to give you a final word here, Marvin. What do you think about this latest news, and do you think that this is fool's gold? Is it possible maybe that this deal won't happen, or that Tencent may not get as deeply involved as has been reported by Bloomberg?
I think it's gonna happen. If Tencent wants it to happen, it's gonna happen. The Guillemots are in a bad situation. Ubisoft is the laughing stock of the gaming world. Something has to happen for this company to continue to exist, and I think honestly, this is the thing that needs to happen. They got to go private. They got to be privately owned. They got to be owned by a place that's going to take the company in a completely different creative direction. So yeah, I think this is going to happen, culture, and I think it's going to be the thing that maybe is the reason why Ubisoft is still around in a year. But who knows? You're buying a lemon essentially. You're buying a studio that is completely tarnished in terms of reputation. And will they be able to turn it around? We're gonna have to wait and see. Whatever games that they start developing now, we're not gonna see for another 5 or so years. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, the development pipeline has a lot of problems from Ubisoft, including some very corrupted employees that are primarily activists and in no way game developers. So I
Right.
think you're right. I think your instinct is correct. And well, I want to hear what you have to say. That's right. It's audience participation time. So let us know what you think. Do you think Tencent and the Guillemots are going to take this private, and that'll be a good thing? Do you think it'll allow them to clear some of the dead wood from inside and get rid of the people that don't belong there and didn't earn it? And do you think that overall, the only thing that's really a problem here is that you're in bed with China? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And while you're down there, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If not, please do so. About 70% of you aren't right now, so let's do that, folks. We offer you a free service giving you news every single day. So do take advantage and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And as we always say, get your game on!